Top of the morning, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button as soon as you come in the building for me. Please hit that like button. Hit that notification button so you'll know that your boy Big Boosie up here talking his talk. I'm gonna get to the point. Been surfing these YouTube streets, man, for a long time, man. Before I even started podcasting, and I've been had a podcast system years ago when it wasn't even video, it was just audio. It'd come with the microphone, and I want to say it had some headphones in there, and you could just basically do audio. I wasn't really hip to it. I was outside getting too much money, so I was going to try it, but you know, I was a rapper. I was doing my thing with the rapping and all that, but I was still getting that outside money, and I wanted to try something new. I was always with trying something different and new to learning and opening other businesses. I always was like that. But I let one of my friends hold it because he said that he can go ahead and set everything up for me. So I let him hold it. I ain't really paid no attention. And when I asked for it back from him, he lost it because I had ordered it in the mail. So I had lost it. I mean, I asked for it back from him, and he told me that he had lost it. He couldn't find it. He think it was in his storage or something, because he had moved out, as a matter of fact. So anyway, long story short, years go by, I started noticing podcasts. First one I really paid attention to was Nori's podcast. Dame Dash was down here with me and my bro, with me and Jay Black, and we was running around. And you know, Dame started making his comeback after he disappeared for a while after the breakup with him and Jay-Z. And he did the Nori joint. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. So that's when I first noticed visual being to podcasts. And I'm sure it probably was a bunch of other podcasts around after that, but you know, I like what Nori was doing. He was interviewing people, interviewing celebrities. And that was at the beginning of his build-up. Now I just started noticing other podcasts surfacing, and pretty much the same thing. Then I started noticing the switch in the podcast. The switch in the podcast, the first one I ever really seen, and this ain't to throw no punches, was Hassan Campbell, when started talking about celebrities with speaking celebrity gossip, should I say, or speaking celebrities business in a negative tone, negative ways, and started to see it work for him. Because one thing about us in our culture, a lot of us is nosy and want to know celebrity business from the beginning of it all. That's why the TMZs, all those big TV shows, magazine shows, all them shows always made money, because they always be the first to have whenever a celebrity go to jail, or if a celebrity is getting divorced, and you know, things of that nature. But then you start, let's skip over all of that. You start seeing all these podcasters now. Major, what's up? You see all these podcasters now, the ones with the biggest ratings of podcasting is the ones that be tearing down all the rappers or the actors, you know, telling their business, or making it their business to find out if somebody is a rat or a snitch. And those are the ones that do numbers, because I've noticed on this here, negativity is what sells in the podcast world. You could post something positive about somebody, like Lil Baby got his college degree. That was a whisper. A whisper. As soon as Lil Baby name came up in the tabloids about his crew, he went back. When it said his crew went back and pow, area where they were shooting videos and people got hit or touched them, they was trying to put Lil Baby and blame Lil Baby. But my point is, that got more publicity than anything. So my fact to what I'm talking about is the majority of these podcasters, even if they new ones coming in that don't even care, they don't care about what will happen to them if they get seen outside. A lot of them don't even come outside no more because they choose to make the money over anything. So they'll say whatever out of their mouth. They ain't got to live in the hood no more. They ain't got to come to the hood. And if they do, they're going to be in and out real quick. They ain't going to be where they're going to be able to be seen. And they chose money over being a real podcaster and come up with some real good conversations to talk about. And that turned this whole podcast movement into a real live circus, man. Nobody not paying that no attention. Not only that, it spills off into the streets. It spills off into people getting hurt. It spills off into people being alive, and people still don't care. It doesn't. Knowledge born, salute. It spills off until people learning negative ways, negative traits. It's teaching a lot, and it's teaching these young hats how to don't care about the next man. If you say something, or if you put it in a position where you can say something about the next man, you might win. You might get you some money. So it started, or should I say, it started. It started this drill rap circuit, which consists of a bunch of young guys that talk about what they doing outside, talk about unaliving people, and actually going and doing it. Actually going and doing it, and then get back on the record again and laugh and joke about it and give little hints, but in their mind it ain't no hints. They just thinking they saying something slick. As long as the police can't prove it, they good. In their mind, they're good. But my thing is, this negative podcast world that talks about people, show these young cats that they can do that and get some stardom. They're not making no money off selling no records. They getting money off of just being on these YouTubes themselves and putting out these records. And even if they make a little bit of money, to them, they happy with it. But they got more stardom and fame over anything. They not getting no money. They getting stardom and fame. People get to look at them, talk they talk. Oh, who gonna go ride for who? So-and-so done did this to your people. Lil Durk, hey, you gonna ride for King Von. All this back and forth, back and forth. Lil Durk took himself out of these mean streets to still be getting a lot of money to be in these mean streets because these YouTubes and these YouTube podcasters be talking about it, hyping it up, making it go viral, and then they get paid from it. And sit at home. Don't go outside. They chose money over everything. And then my point is, that's what's tearing our culture down. It's really tearing our culture down, slowly but surely, man. Everybody's a rat, tearing our culture down. Everybody is learning that even once you tell something, you can come back outside. So as long as they outside doing devilish dirt, they don't care. They got another way out if they do get caught and get into something. The ones that don't, they just go to the wayside. And these drill rappers don't understand that the audience that they are entertaining, after y'all finish entertaining them and y'all go to jail, they be on to the next one that they gonna see crash out and go to jail. Once again, like I was just saying, Lil Durk created powerful movement that could give other brothers jobs and all that. just to entertain that street stuff. And he's not the only one. There's just a bunch of other cats that's out here doing that, man. You got your 050 the movement, your Harlem Legends, the Hassan, Campbell, um, who else? If y'all can think of some names, y'all tell me that don't mind saying nothing bad about celebrity business, which some things is just not to be said about other people's business, but it's a lot of people that want to hear it, and it's millions of people all throughout. So you got to look at YouTube. I think is what in a bunch of countries. So if you got YouTube in a bunch of countries, if you got 100 people in each part of the country, that adds up to 1 million, 2 million people, you getting money. You good. Like Major said, then the people they talk about end up in jail. And that's another thing. When they talk in the celebrities business, they keep talking it, basically putting the puzzle together for the police. Ends up in jail and get a charge. Because now in the police mind, they saying, yeah, they showing us this, we gonna investigate it because we watching that show, we watching the other show. They putting the puzzle together. Not only that, they saying if we don't go and arrest them and they keep talking about it and these people get away with it, whoever they talking about, that make the police look weak. So now the police gotta go and arrest them because these YouTubers is talking about it all the time. It ain't the police talk about it first. It's the YouTubers talk about it first. Now, if you say what the police saying, but the police don't have nothing, then the police wouldn't feel that they are intimidated by the public to be looked at as weak, and that they would, they wouldn't feel that they have to, in their mind, go and make an example and go and arrest this person. So it's an ongoing cycle, man. I'm just sitting back watching and watching. This just keep going on and on and on. And people beefing back and forth with each other, back and forth. After you go to jail or get unalived, the same people that's watching y'all and y'all thinking everybody cheering for you. And then they'll be all in your comments and cheering with you and all that. Soon as you gone, they ain't thinking about you no more. It's over. Like Major said, the police run all these sites, and that's a fact. They have a team now that sit back and just analyze everything and everybody's saying. They don't even gotta go outside with their pen and pad no more. They ain't gotta knock at people's doors and ask questions no more. They on YouTube sitting down eating food, eating popcorn, enjoying the show, and building their careers from sitting down. But nobody don't care about none of that. And another thing is, a lot of people, when we talk about these old things, the back in the days stuff, the same way the mob talk about the things that they was doing back in the days on these A&E channels and all that, people be bigging it up. But, and it's very interesting about that history and what made a man think of ways of doing things of the way that they did it. It's interesting, and it is a learning factor. So that's all it is when it comes to us. Fila, what up? Salute. It's the same thing when you hear a street story from black culture that 16-year-old little boys that was thinking like men that could ride around with $100,000. Yes, you had to be a little ruthless back in the days when somebody violate. You had some people that was ruthless just for nothing because they had money and just felt that power to do things. But those are stories that's always going to be interesting. Some of them make the A&E channel, like the Rich Porters and the Alpos and the AZs. They make the A&E channels and all that, but not as much as the mob. But they need to be. Those stories always need to be talked about, but end with a good ending for these kids. But my point is, a lot of people go up in these comments and say, why y'all care about them for? They poison the community. You got Hassan Campbell saying, Supreme, you trying to sue me but you are the devil. You you was poisoning our community with selling drugs. And when Hassan Campbell was the same person that was at the beginning of his YouTube career saying how many bodies he got and he this and he was that and he was doing this in the street, and that's like the pot calling the kettle black. But my point is, people saying all this, yeah, they was poisoning the community. Why y'all praising that guy? I hear alleging that he was doing this and he was doing that. In our world, when you come up out of them mean streets the way we was, you that's a legendary movement within itself, to be able to think that way and not get scratched, or come out being unscathed, man. That's a power move. And not only that, they say your smartest businessmen was the ones that was drug dealers, because you got to look at drug dealers. They not able to market things up high and do radio commercials, TV commercials. They had to make moves and make money the best way they can underground, and was making hundreds and thousands of dollars doing it. So those are people with brains. And yeah, it was bought, it was made off of the community, but nobody made nobody you use drugs, which I'm not using that as an excuse neither. But those people have to still blame themselves as well, because if you wasn't buying, there wouldn't be no need for supplying. And that's how it goes. But the main thing, what we need to focus on, the main thing is, if we so worried about, or should I say the people that so want to politically critique things, if y'all so worried about that, why y'all not worrying about the people who bring it here and bring it to our community? Because it's purposely done. So why nobody out protesting and putting together some protests and a big group and rally against it coming from overseas and into the people's hands that got the boats and the airplanes, and try to push that, give it some pushback. But you want to give pushback to the culture that get it, that has poor living, poor living arrangements, everything that's just against us, jobs, all of the above, and trying to make some ends meet and probably get out and do the right thing. Some of them don't get out and do the right thing. I get it. But why then nobody's there pushing back against the people that bring it here? But you could get in comments and say, why you praising this person? He was this, he was that. That sounds like you just a hater, and you are just saying something that sounds like you're talking about something, or you heard somebody else say it. If you ain't making a difference, you don't deserve to come in the comment and say what a person was doing. Nobody have and Hassan, why you don't utilize, because Hassan says it a lot, why you don't utilize your channel to talk about these people that bringing it here? And I mean really focus on it. Why you don't do that? But you quick to call somebody something that you were saying you was. Why nobody's fighting about these firearms that's being brought here, and these young cats got army guns? How in the world is these young dudes in Chicago and LA, even in New York, getting these guns that belong in wars and got a bunch of them? And when one finishes, when they get rid of one, they get another one with no problem. How? Who is the problem now? Who is going to make a difference to be, or make that first lead to gathering up a bunch of people to go and do some pushback, instead of being in somebody's comments? The more them, even though you're in the comments writing, why are you praising somebody that was poisoning the community and blah, blah, blah? The time that you got to do that could be time put into figuring out getting to the point, and the people that's bringing that stuff here. Period. Even in war, when the strategy of war is, you don't worry about the men. Even in chess, you don't worry about the peons. You try to skip over the peons. That's what your horse is for. skip over the peons and get your strategy on the inside to get to the people that's running the stuff. Once you tear down who's running it and regulating the problem, all the other pieces just start going afraid. They start dying off. So a lot of you people that be coming up there on people's podcasts, when they showing another brother that went and did time and did their time, Prince went and did his time, he came home. Why not praise him? Because he went and did his time and gave back to society. That's what the praise is about. It ain't praising him because he was sold the most drugs or was allegedly harmed people and all of the above. He went and rehabilitated himself. Not only that, it took him that long to overturn his conviction, which means they locked him up illegally. And look how long it took him to get out. So who's the problem? Nobody's talking about these people, the politicians, the prosecutors, and the judges that do illegal things to send a person to jail because of their reputation. And then it takes them years to get out of jail because the prosecutor hides one piece of evidence. And when they find out that the prosecutor hides one piece of evidence that could have got that man not found not guilty, nothing happens. But the man go to jail or the woman go to jail and be in there for 20, 30 years to fight their way back out. Nothing happens. By that time, they done retired, got their pension, everything. No jail time for them. A lot of that should be against the law. But they get pats on the back for breaking the law to enforce the law. When y'all gonna speak about that? But we out here talking about each other, personal business. We out here talking about each other's, yo, yeah, Mano this, or yo, Jim Jones did this. Oh, Jim Jones is a punk. Oh, Jim Jones punched somebody in the face. Or, you know, just speaking about people's business, man. But don't be outside like that. Which I'm not saying you should be outside, because at this point, I'm a compassionate dude. I don't wish you to come outside because I know what would happen. And not only that, you don't mind creating things that would happen, that you would push a button on a man and piss him off. And now when you come outside, they see you, something happen to you. Now you either gone or he's gone, or you in jail, he in jail. It all is devil work, man. It's all devil work, what y'all turning this YouTube into. Y'all not doing nothing that's positive. They got a lot of things going on in the news that y'all could talk about. I commend the people that do news reactions. And they got a same amount of followers or subscribers as the ones that's talking about gossip. And they act like they are journalists. Y'all not no journalists. They don't take hard work to figure out talking about a person and figuring something out, but quick to run to that journalist and hide behind it. Behind that word. Y'all not journalists. Y'all gossipers, man. And that ain't cool, because it's causing destruction. And it showed these young cats how to get on YouTube and show that they can act a fool. They could get on YouTube and act a fool. And now it's costing them their lives. They losing. Y'all count how many people we done lost out of Chicago alone right now. And they basically are the kings of this drill stuff. And then it leaks over to New York years ago with this drill stuff. It's just the same as the gang movement. Bloods, Crips leaked over from LA to New York. All the stuff leaking because people want to be a part of something that's really not really considered a good thing. But we egg it on and hype it up. Egg it on, hype it up on these YouTube streets. And not only that, now a lot of y'all come up with your own commentary to make sure y'all looking for some dirt on a celebrity and put it together, because you know how I know this, because I watch a lot of y'all stuff to critique what y'all be doing. And y'all will go and do your journalist work to figure out something negative on a person. When you figure it out, then you go and start piecing things together. Is when you put up the the videos and the pictures of the person as you talking your commentary. You sat back and really analyzed it, and you really sat back and edited a whole movement to the actual episode of what you talking about. And now you got the celebrity you talking about upset, mad, and now it just creates a whirlpool of a bunch of crazy mess, man. A bunch of crazy mess. But yeah, man, y'all, if y'all feeling what I'm saying, y'all drop some comments on this when y'all catch this joint airing, man, because it's like enough is enough, but it don't matter. It's not gonna stop because it's making too much money. They say money is the root of all evil, but not really. It's the man who control that money, or the man who going looking for the money, and it depends on how they going to look for it, is what control the evil parts about it. Because all money ain't good money. So if all money ain't good money, I refuse to just say money is the root to all evil. It depends on the person, man. And that's a fact. It's just the same way as a friend is my friend, but I would take some money before, I'll take money and ruin the friendship because, hey, I had to get this money. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Maybe we'll get back cool again. But right now, I just need the money. No, I wasn't built like that. I wasn't built to tell on people. I was raised different. I might could get the money, but my man got a problem with it. I just can't get that money. Unless I'm already embedded in what we doing. But if my man bring me somewhere and he fall out with the dude, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to fall back because he said he ain't rocking with him, and I'm sure he's not gonna want me to rock with him. So if I ain't embedded in with doing nothing with that person, then I just gotta roll with my boy, tell him you wrong, but I'm gonna roll with you. Bad as I want the money, I just not gonna do it. I'll figure out another way. And if maybe that him and homie patch it up, then I roll with my man. Because one thing I know for certain, I could roll with the dude and we start rocking and rolling, and then we fall out or he do something crazy. Then I might need to fall back on my homeboy. And then now he's gonna, and I know this my man, the new guy. If he might do something dirty that I never recognized or seen coming down the road, but that good money at the beginning that he dangled in my face was good. But at least I know about my homeboy. I got history with him. I got time in. I know he pisses people off, or people might don't like him and certain things, but me and him still good. If me and him still good, I don't got nothing to do with how it happens with other people. Because me and him still good. So when I call him, he's there for me. I don't know this guy right here that he introduced me to, but what the guy offering and I can bring to the table sound good. But the end of the day, I gotta roll with longevity friendship, not new jeopardy. And that's just life. But a lot of you cats, y'all not doing that. Y'all sell your soul, man. Send your man away forever. Telling. So you could be outside. You start thinking about your families and your girlfriends, but you weren't thinking about all that when you was out there, knowing that you are doing bricks at the penitentiary. Then we got these rats that could be out here and be on YouTubes and talking about people and saying that they are rat, and I'm telling you they're a rat, and this is like how? It's misery love company. Now they want everybody to look at them the same way that people was looking at them, at him. So they can have the people, over there with him. I don't care about you telling me nothing about another person is a rat if you are a rat. I'd rather hear it from other people and we figure it out that way, if that's the case. So I know who not to have around me and all that. But I don't care about you don't get no. Now it's to the point where if I'm sitting listening to a rat all the time, it's like I'm taking or I'm having a sympathy for him, or I'm hanging with a person that, or confiding in, or not confiding in, or basically just rocking with a person that's supposed to be an outcast. But I'm basically accepting you now because you giving me information about another rat, so me and you can communicate. I don't want to communicate with you. You don't deserve no glory. You sent people to jail away from their family so you could be outside with yours, so you can even be outside to even tell me this stuff you telling me. So you don't get no sympathy, man. But these rats is doing it, and these people are. It's cool with these rats. Now, if doing a movie, because these white people gonna do it, doing movies or if you do an interview and it's a purpose behind it, all right, cool. After that's done, I don't got to see you no more. But a lot of things need to be taught out here to show these cats or these young cats what make a real man tick and what make a person that's sold out ticks. And they can see both sides of the spectrum, man. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, wanting to hang and yo, where you at? Let's go eat it. Nah, all that's out the window, brother. That's out the window, man. Because I would never wish jail on my worst enemy, man. It just is what it is. If I got a problem with him, I'd rather deal with that. Because jail ain't no joke. Food is horrible, everything, they know it's horrible. But some people deserve to be in jail. Now these police send people to jail for nothing. And you just got to figure out how to get out of it. That's the only thing about that. But my thing is sending a man there when you could just do your time and then come home and be and have honor. Honor is a great thing to have. I don't want to be in a restaurant or a grocery store or a carnival or anywhere and somebody see me and start whispering in a negative way and chickering and laughing at me. Nah. One thing about us as humans, we love that honor feeling. To get your hand shook and say, I respect you. That's a good feeling inside. But some people don't even care. People that is, like most snitches is the thugs anyway, that always did stuff to people in an ignorant manner, so they don't even care about what people or how people feel about them. So, they the worst kind. But, like I said, jail is for a lot of people that do things, especially meaning people that unalive people for stupidity, people that harm kids, RAPE kids, RAPE a woman. Oh yeah, they deserve jail. In the worst way, they lucky they going to jail. If y'all get my drift. But sending the person there because of your own means, that ain't cool. I don't agree to none of that. So yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Drop some comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please share this, man. Share this. Hit that like button. When we talk that positive talk, nobody don't want to hear about it. But please share this, man. Hit that like button so we can get in the algorithm, man. I'm at 8,000 and pushing for 10. Skipping over now. We going for 10, y'all. For real. It's your boy Big Boosie, man. See y'all in a minute. Salute.